Hey guys, Steve here from My Crypto World. Today we're going to have a look at the market and see what happened this week, where I think the market's going. Then we're going to have a quick chat about some of the coins that we've spoken about in our portfolio review. Stay tuned. Okay, so we have the week's movements up on the screen in front of us. As I mentioned in my last video, the total crypto market tends to work on a 30-day cycle. If you averaged out the length between the dips that happen in the market, it averages out at 31 days per cycle. The last cycle finished over here on the 23rd of May, and we're in the middle of a new 30-day cycle. Now, to say I'm not concerned about the market at the moment would be incorrect. So I am a little concerned about the short-term volatility that's in the market. And I'd rather be honest and truthful to all the people who follow me out there about the way things are looking at the moment. But it's not a concern for the long term. It is definitely a short-term cycle that's going through at the moment. I still think we've got incredible projects in the crypto space, and that those projects will be sustainable for the long term, and that's really what we're after again. So the reason I think we might be going through another small dip in the market, and when I say small, I really don't know how far the market will drop. What it's doing at the moment is it's testing its previous low. So if you have a look here at this, the last bar on the screen, the last low bar, we had a low there of, let's have a look here, $1.19 trillion in the market cap. So it shot up really nicely from there, went all the way up to 1.8 trillion, or just under 1.8 trillion, and it's retraced quite quickly. Now this will often happen with individual cryptos or individual stocks or markets as a whole. Once they've had a dramatic fall in price, they do it's commonly known in the industry, funnily enough or not, as a dead cat bounce. And it's really where the market tests its bottom to make sure that that is a low. So you have a lot of new money come into the market to buy prices, buy stocks and cryptos that were, now 30% or 40% cheaper. So fresh money comes into the market for that. And then what tends to happen, the people who have held on during that period, they get out as the market starts to rise because they've made a bit of their money back, and they've lost a bit of faith in the market, so they start to sell again, and so it retests that bottom. Now the reason why I think it's doing that is if you have a look at all the timing signatures I've put on the screen in front of you, you can see that the peak of each entire cycle. So if you have a look at this one here, that peak there, the next cycle, which is a longer cycle, the 37-day one, the peak was around about here. The 25-day cycle, the peak was there, and the 29-day one, the peak was up here. If you have a look at where the peaks appear in that cycle range, it always happens at either the halfway mark or after. So what that means is the market in that cycle is going up for a good two-thirds of the time. It's hitting its peak, and then it's dropping for the remaining third of that cycle. And that's true in the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cycles that we've gone through. What's happened now is, though, if you have a look at where we are right now, the market has come up. It's only gone up for a couple of days, and then it's retraced already. So its peak is well before the 50% timing, the 50% time of the current market cycle. So it's happening earlier, which means it will probably, not that it has to, but it has a higher probability now of dropping further for the remaining part of the cycle. Now, when I say drop, it may not drop, it might just actually go sideways. That's also an indication that the market is actually testing its low. So it's not something that I'm, super worried about. If it does test its low, it's possible it will come back down to the what was the low there again? $1.19 trillion low. It may test that before it then rises. So remember, we're right in the middle of a cycle at the moment, and we're just got to see how that plays out. Now, as I said in my last video, I'm not concerned about the market. Short term, if you're a short-term trader, this is a concern. For somebody like myself and many people in the group, This is just part and parcel of learning to be a crypto trader. Not too much else to say about that. It will unfold as it's going to unfold. For those that are in the group, the private group, just message me if you've got any concerns about that. What I do now, we would also do is just go through some we'll just talk about the market in general. I'm just looking outside. Actually, it's a really good day today in Melbourne. So actually, I'm wondering if I take this. I might do this outside. See you in a second. Okay, so we're outside now. Probably one of the few remaining sunny days possibly in Melbourne before we head into a winter. So I thought I'd come out and finish the video out here. So I guess what I was alluding to in the when we were talking about the market and how it's dipped, where things were going, is that, you know, everyone who's in this group is in it to obviously become rich and to become millionaires, but that does take time. I believe that crypto has enabled this process to be sped up, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't come without volatility, and that's something we've just got to be aware of. It's certainly faster than other markets, so it's, you know, faster than gold and silver at this point in time in the marketplace, you know, faster than property. But it's also important to understand that we actually don't want it to become too easy for anybody who is investing in the crypto market. We actually need volatility. We need to be tested ourselves as well. You know, if the market was to go up forever and a day, it'd become incredibly saturated and would be incredibly unstable very, very quickly. So we need the market dips. As much as we don't like them, we actually need them. It's a very good sign and a healthy sign of a strong market. And I totally get why some of you have been messaging me and contacting me about some of the portfolios or coins that you hold. You know, if you were somebody who bought in at Theta at $16, I mean, Theta now is at the moment trading at around about $9. So you've lost, you've lost a considerable part of your portfolio. And if you're one of those people that bought near the top, although your asset hasn't disappeared completely, you're in a position where your portfolio is worth less now than what it started with. So I do understand the emotional turmoil that comes with those type of things. You have to ride it out. You know, the truth is you can either sell it now and save yourself the emotional trauma. You can hold and just know that the market will come back. Or you can do what I do, and every spare bit of money I get, I just throw some more into the market to dollar cost average that out. And that's personally what I'm doing now. I think also the fact is that you've got to realize that there are anywhere between 8,000 and 9,000 coins on the crypto market at the moment. Most of those are going to disappear within 2 to 3 years. They'll be gone. But with the research I've done and that I've spoken about in the portfolio that you've all been exposed to, I truly believe that they are going to be the leaders of the pack. There are, you know, most of them will flourish, and a lot of them aren't even known by the mainstream media or mainstream people yet. But once the technologies that those coins are backing become more and more popular, and I guess more and more mainstream on the blockchain network, those companies, those coins that are behind those projects are going to flourish in a big way. So that's a good thing to think about. What next? Maybe some positive news. Theta's mainnet 3.0. I've spoken about this in the last video or the last two ago. 3.0 goes live in 30 days. Last time, remember, I mentioned that when mainnet 2.0 launched, Theta had a 5 times increase in their price. So that's something to look out for. That will be happening. I posted in our messenger group yesterday, the NASDAQ have now listed Zilliqa, Link, which is Chainlink, Holo, and VET, VeChain Thor, as coins that have solid potential as far as they're concerned. So most people, again, still haven't heard of Zilliqa or Holo. But when the media, when the masses realize the technology that's behind those companies and what's driving it, it's not just about the coin, it's really the projects that those coins are backing. They will become mainstream, and we're in a really good position right now because some of us, and even all of us, might have already purchased those coins already. Keep getting messages on what I'm looking at buying now in the market. Digibyte is a really good one. It's probably still my number one most undervalued crypto in the market at the moment. Can't remember the price, maybe 30 cents at the moment, something like that, something ridiculously small. Chainlink, if you don't mind a $2, spending $2 per crypto on that one, that's going to go a long way. Holo's been a favorite of mine for a long time, so I've held Holo for close to 18 months now, and it's gone up really, really well. I still think they've got a long way to go, and Zilliqa is the other one that I'll be buying more of, and Ripple as well, or XRP, Ripple's XRP. If you want a coin to get into for a bit of fun, look, I really don't know where it's going to go. It is another meme coin, so you've all seen the hype with Dogecoin. I didn't get into Dogecoin. I actually didn't think there was too much back in it. I still don't. But there is another one that's come out with the same dog as the meme on its coin, and it's Shiba Inu. For those that are interested in maybe just having a bit of fun in the market, that would be a good one to get into. Now, Shiba Inu does have a little bit more behind it than Dogecoin. They've got a Shiba exchange swap that's going to be launched soon, so at least it's got something back in the project. At the moment, they have 500,000 followers on Twitter, and they've got around about close to $1 million followers following the coin on CoinSpot or Coinbase. So if you've got a $100, $50, throw it into Shiba Inu and see where it goes. The price at the moment is, I'm going to say it's 1/10 of a cent, I think. Is it 1/10 or 100th? I can't remember. Doesn't matter. But if you got $50, you'll end up with, I don't know, $500,000, 500,000 coins. It's probably worth a $50 bet to see which way it goes. I think it's got more stability than Dogecoin, but it's early days, very early days. That's it from me. See you next week in our market recap review. Cheers.